Hello, my name is Chris, and this is Let's Play Neverwinter. This is actually my first Let's Play ever, and actually my fourth time recording because I've been having sound difficulties, and I finally have a new microphone setup. It's pretty professional right now. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to create a new character. We're going to create a character on the Mind Flayer server. However, I have heard that they are going to be merging the servers later on in life, so there's really no point in servers right now, I guess. We're going to skip that cinematic because it's boring. Now let's get into the races. Right now we have the half orc, half human, and these guys are pretty cool. The ability scores, they grant you +2 to dexterity and either +2 to constitution or +2 to strength. Next we have the humans, and these are the best all-around class. Their ability score, they give you +2 to any ability, but it's only +2. With the other races, they give you a +2 and another +2. Humans only give you one +2, so that kind of sucks. Plus it's a human. I'm a human. That's boring. Next we got dwarves. Dwarf. Anyways, these guys are pretty rock solid. They got +2 to constitution and either 2 to strength or 2 to wisdom. So you could either... These guys are kind of well-rounded, as in they can either be a melee fighter with that strength, or they could be a caster with that wisdom. They have the cast iron stomach, which is 10% increased damage resistance to dots. Amazing for tanks, I believe. And stand your ground, 20% increased resistance to knockbacks. That's pretty cool. So if I were to create a guardian fighter, I would probably go dwarf. Next we have the elf. I actually have not seen very many elves in this game. People just don't seem to like them. They seem like a pretty good caster race. But most people that want to roll a caster roll a tiefling or tiefling. I really don't know how to pronounce that. These are demon-like things. And they have a +2 to charisma, which is actually, for casters, it's a crit chance. It raises your crit chance. And +2 to constitution or +2 to intelligence. Intelligence also raises pretty much how hard you hit, if I'm correct. Next we have the half-elves, which take the best of elves and humans and combines it. They have a +2 to constitution and either +2 to charisma or +2 to wisdom. They seem like a really good healing race. Like if you want to play a cleric, I'd probably roll a half-elf. And last but definitely not least, we have the halfling, my favorite race. These guys are short, they're powerful, they're quick, and they are just all around awesomeness. So that's what we're going to choose, is the halfling. Alright, the class I've already predetermined is going to be a great weapon fighter. Two-hand swords, berserking, all out damage, amazingness, awesome sauce. I'm going to go with the +2 to dexterity and +2 to constitution, and I'm trying to roll to where I have a little bit of strength and matching constitution and dexterity. We're going to go with 18, 15, and 15. That seems good enough to me. I don't want to spend all day rolling dice. Now we're going to do the appearance. That dude looks creepy. We're going to go with this guy. And I already have the appearance in my head, since this is, of course, the fourth time I've done this thing. We're going to go with a mohawk. eyes, he's blind in his left eye. Blind. His head shape is chiseled. Eyebrows are bushy. Eyes. We're going to change the eye color to a light blue so you can see that that eye's gone. Facial hair, we're giving him bigger mutton chops because the bigger the better, of course. Complexion, we're going to go with cute. We're going to take a look at elderly because that just looks creepy right there. Tattoos, I already have my tattoo picked out. It is this one right here. We're going to change it to black. That just makes him look even more badass. And a scar, we got to give him a reason why he's blind in that eye. The reason why is because he got hit by an axe from a giant. So this guy's pretty badass. We're going to keep the face scaling. We're going to change the body shape. No, we're going to keep it at heavy. And we are going to jack this dude. This guy goes to the gym every day. He runs about a mile every minute. He lifts. Do you lift? I lift. I really don't lift. Ever. We're going to try to make him as tall as possible. That really didn't help out much at all. Got to give him bigger feet because you know what they say. The bigger the foot, the bigger the shoes you wear. Alright, this guy is amazing. He's so legit right now. And he's not a plucky pirate, so I guess he's an aesthetic fighter. I don't know what that says. None of that matters. What really matters, though, is the name. This guy's name is something that is very dear to me, and that is Bacon Jerky. And let's get going on this adventure.
Are you alright?
Move around using the W, A, S, and T keys.
Alright. As with most MMOs out nowadays, W, A, S, and D move you. They want me to go talk to this guy, but before we do that, we're going to set my keybinds because I don't like the way they have this laid out. Right here you have your left and right click, which is your at-will powers. These guys are your normal strikes. They have no cooldown except for a global cooldown. You just go at it with them. Next we have Q, E, and R. These are your encounters. Your encounters are stronger than your at-wills, but they do have a cooldown. Usually it's between 5 to 10 seconds, sometimes longer. After those we have the dailies. These two circles right here. With your dailies, they're your strongest attacks, but they're not really a daily. They actually, whenever you use them, this little diamond-like thing goes empty like it is now. And as you continue fighting, it builds up. So instead of actually using it, logging out for a day or resting or whatever like you do in normal Dungeons and Dragons, it just recharges and you can use it again. This little chevron up above that diamond is your stamina. You use your stamina to dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. It gets you out of harm's way and all that. With the Great Weapon Fighter, we actually sprint instead of dodge. Same principle though. Tab is your class power. And I got some guy trying to attack me. For the Great Weapon Fighter, it's unstoppable. Unstoppable is unstoppable. So we'll just leave it at that, and we'll show you later on what unstoppable does. 3, 4, and 5 is your inventory slots. You put in your potions, your scrolls, whatever you need to. That way, when you're in battle, you can quickly take a shot of potion so you don't die. But let's go ahead and change those key bindings. My 2 at wills is going to be 1, 2. We're just going to change this to numerical values in order. My dailies, however, are going to be shift 1 and shift 2. My items are going to be 6, 7, and 8. And my mount's going to be 9. When I get my mount, it'll appear right there, and then we will be able to see why it's 9. But I don't get my mount until 20. I'm keeping my special powers tab. That's actually a really good spot for it. But let's go. Let's talk to Private Wilfred.
Thank the gods. When I saw adventure, I can guarantee.
I'm going to skip through all this talking because it is kind of boring. As I said, probably twice already. This is my 4th time through, so I might go a little quick. I'm sorry for that. Now we're going to equip what I just picked up. Excuse me. And let me show you that sprint. That is pretty awesome. Sprint as much as possible. We'll get everywhere. We can go fast. This right here is one of my favorite things about this game, and that's the campfires. We have the campfires, and we also have portable altars. They do the same thing. Altars are slightly less than the campfire. Well, not really slightly. It's actually a lot less than the campfires. Campfires heal you up quick, but they're very sparse. The altars heal you up really slowly, but you can use them whenever, wherever. And at campfires and altars, later on in game, you'll see you can invocate, and you can pretty much worship your deities or whatever, and they give you prizes and a buff. Also, campfires give you a buff right here, which is +1 to every stat.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
It's good to see someone's.
Helper guys telling me to click on a monster to attack them. Whatever. You actually don't have to fight anything through this area. I'm going to sprint over here. Kill that guy. And you stole it from me, you Jew bag. My wife just yelled at me for using that racial slur, and I'm very sorry. I'm not anti-Semitic. There's actually a very good chance that I am Jewish myself. Like I said, you really don't have to fight during this portion, but I just kind of want to show you a little bit of the combat. I really like the combat in this game. It really steers players away from the whole clicking and key turning, and it really helps out a lot. Alright, I just leveled up, so we're gonna see what I get for leveling up. I got a new at-will power, which is Reaping Strike. It's kind of like a charge. The longer you hold it down, the harder you hit.
We were lucky. Thank you very
next quest. We gotta collect broken arrows. And I'm gonna kill a little bit more just to show you that new attack. That move is pretty legit. Run over here, get in the campfire, even though I don't think I need it. Put the arrows in the barrel. And they shoot at that green thing over there, but they do not hit anything. I leveled up yet again, and I got Not So Fast. Not So Fast is a really cool move. It slows your enemy whenever it hits, plus it's also an AoE. So let's say you're getting ganked by a couple rogues, and they see you turn around and like, oh shit, this guy's gonna kill me now. They try to run. You use Not So Fast, they're not going anywhere. Now we're gonna collect a couple of these guys, and I'm gonna show you what this guy can do. Tag them all before this guy comes in and tries to snipe them. This guy is totally cramping my style right now.
Hello again.
Hello.
You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach. Told you drying out by the fire would do you good.
Alright, this is the world map. This is slightly smaller than most MMOs. Pretty much it's one city and the outskirts of that city. Not much, but it still seems pretty big. But we're going to go ahead and go to this next area. This is actually an instanced area, so I won't have that guy all over my nuts. My guy looks so badass. Get out of the fire. Get out of the fire. Actually ran out of stamina there. Excuse me. Yes, I did know that there was a chest over there. I really love the combat and the mobility of this class. It's just amazing. This is the most mobile class that I've seen in this game. Had a little bit of a lag spike there, but it's all good. we got this little mini boss thing, I guess. Get out of that AoE. And I leveled. Get my loot over here. And there's another chest. That's cool. And my dog is growling at something. Oh, we actually have that new daily, so let's check that out now. There you go, that was... That was Spinning Strike. That's one of the Great Weapon Fighter dailies. Not the best, but it's pretty good for what it's used for. Plus I also got a class power called Destroyer. These class powers, they actually go right here. These are your pretty much your class buffs. Now it's time for the big boss fight. Little old bacon jerky versus the Harbinger. Like that. And my daily is already back. See, I like that, but I think they need to rename it because daily, it doesn't happen once a day.
Sorry. Should have been more... You have to stop.
Badass. Well, that's it for the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and like if you did. Please comment if you have any tips for me to make this better. And I appreciate you for watching this. Like I said, please give me tips. This is my first video, so it probably sucks really bad. Thanks for watching.
That is my man voice.